To save any confusion, I'll let you know this episode's been filmed over a period of 3 weeks, mainly because I've been away for a week, and the rest of the time the heat's been unbearable and all I've been doing is weeding and watering. A little bit later than usual, but it's about time we got the sunflowers planted out. As usual, I should be planting the sunflowers in between the rows of my main crop potatoes. These are the Sarpalmina. They've started coming up now, although there is 1 or 2 gaps. Hopefully that's just delayed poking the heads up. I just started making a clearing in between the valleys of the potatoes, moved the straw away. Looking down there, you might be able to see that's quite rich. That is, there's horse manure in there and some decent soil. So I'll be planting the sunflower quite deep, then just adding this stake as a support. The plant's got a good root ball on it, and that's going down probably 2 or 3 inches deeper than it was in the pot. That's the first one in place. I've added a 4-foot bamboo cane just to support it to get it going. No doubt I'll have to swap that over hopefully. So last year I had a metal pole in and also a wooden stake strapped to that and it snapped it. They do get quite large, the heads do weigh heavy, so hopefully that's something I need to do in the future. In the end I finished up with 11 sunflowers. They look a bit droopy at the moment. Sunflowers are temperamental when they move them, but give them plenty of water and once they get the roots going again, they'll pick up. Well, it's been almost 2 weeks since I've done any filming for the garden. I spent a week away. We visited Disneyland in France, and since I come back I've been mainly weeding. The weeds are growing at a phenomenal rate. Just looking inside the Brassica cage there, that there was a CALABRESE, and as you can see it's been whittled to the stalk, and the one next door to it is not far behind. I did have a closer inspection and the underside of the leaves must have had 12 caterpillars on. The only thing I can assume is that the butterflies actually got onto the plants. When I put them outside I hardened them off and there wasn't undercover. Anyway, I've picked them off, so hopefully that's them put to bed. Luckily I did hold some plants back, so I'll pick the 2 best of these and just replace those in the bed. That's the 2 plants I've replaced them with. Just pop next door, as you can see the difference in size, but I'm sure that'll catch up. I've given them a little spray now, so hopefully that'll get rid of any other caterpillars that might be lying around in there. I'm about to sow another tank of sweet candle carrots. I think it was the last episode. It's been that long ago, I forgot now. I did mark all the holes out, showed you how I used my grid, but because the soil dried out, the holes went, so what I've done, re-watered it, marked it out with the grid, put the dibber in again. I've got a little mix of soil here, that's just sifted compost with vermiculite added. I'll put that in the holes in the bottom. What I'll do first, I'll go over and give a good misting, just to make the inside of the holes damp, so that the carrot seed has got something to contact. And it's just a matter of sowing direct into the hole and cover up with the same compost. I finally got round to planting out the celery. It's a bit later now, but it'll pick up. I've had these soaking for about half an hour and they're absolutely drenched, which is a good thing for celery. I'm planting 10 in a row and I have to get 3 rows in, so that's 30 plants altogether. And here's the soil there, just little hole, pop the plant down, throw them in nicely, and I'll give them a good watering once they're all planted. I think I said in the previous shot that there was 10 in a row. There was actually 12. Fortunately I was able to scrape around and managed to get enough plants in there, 36 total. So they're all in there now. I've given them a good drink, bedded them in, sorted. About to reveal my first potato bucket for 2018. This variety here is called Swift, and I'm in a bit of a rush because within 10 or 15 minutes of getting them in there, they'll be in the saucepan ready for our lunch. Hopefully before they do get in the saucepan, we'll be able to get them on the scales and see what they're like. There's 2 tubers in here. I'm just going to put them now into the tray of wheelbarrow. Whoa, that looks something decent so far. Blimey, big potatoes. Actually been probably left a little bit too long, the size of some of these, but even so. These have not been fed at all. I've only, I think I put 6x manure in with the original compost and the 2 tubers. I think that's about it. This is a 30 litre bucket, and that's what we've got through so far. If I do get a chance, I'll put them on the scales when we get into the kitchen. I've put it off for as long as I can, but even with this drought the weeds don't stop growing. I've got at least 3 beds on here and 3 in the brassicas to do, so not a lot of filming, but when it's done I'll give it a water and show you. During my marathon weeding session yesterday, I was halfway through clearing this bed and I realised that the garlic wasn't going to come to anything, so I decided to rip it out. I was like planted it in the greenhouse, then when it did grow it lay in there for weeks and weeks instead of coming out, so just taking up space. And I was thinking, what have I got? Then I realised I've still got these here. These are pot leeks. It's something I've never ever grown before, although there's a guy on this site who does grow them. The normal leek, just squat in size but really thick girth, so these will be going out in the place of the garlic. I'll be planting these 8 in a line, which is about 9 to 10 inches in between. Unlike conventional leeks, you now need to bore the hole and sink these in. These will be planted as they are in the pot, in the ground up to the soil level there. The 2 rows of pot leeks are now safely in. I did have a few left over, which I've dotted around the beds where I've had a few onions fail. So they were watered in, and the next task now is to start weeding this bed. There. This warm weather's really taking its toll, not only on me but the plants as well. stuff like the radish, which has done really well. The rocket has actually rocketed, and most of it started to bolt. The radish has gone a bit woody, so I'll be ripping those out and getting some more sown. With the recent spell of prolonged hot weather we've had, the salad bed amongst other plants have really suffered, and as a result have bolted. So the only thing to do is pull them up. It's a crying shame really, because these have gone woody, and normally we could eat most of these, but they've got to come out. Well, that made short work of that. All that's left now is to do a little bit of tidying up. Unfortunately, the rocketed, as you can see from the beetroot. The bolt hardy has bolted, but we have been able to get one or two decent crops. All that's left to do now is to weed one more onion bed, and I'll just quickly run the hoe through the brassicas. After that, I'll give it a good watering, and then I'll take you on a tour, the very first tour of 2018 of the plot. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, see you later. Bye for now.